see you.
Hi.
Hey. Sweet. Time to head to the hotel.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay, so originally I had a meeting in 20 minutes, which I now have to reschedule because I don't think I'm going to be back in time. Okay, so I'll push that meeting back by probably like 15 minutes. That'll give us time to get to the hotel where I just check in and I just sit somewhere, have this meeting. And then I've got a meeting at 2 with our Google partners. That's an important one and I definitely can't reschedule that. So yeah, we just need to get back.
Go to position 5,
So in a way, this is a little unusual because I'm not like at home, I'm not in my office setup, I'm not traveling all the time. However, it is kind of representative of a day in my life because of the fact that there's just random things going on all the time. Make stuff happen, I guess. So, yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, that was a great meeting. This is the type of stuff that people on my YouTube channel, they don't really see at all, like the business side of things. I don't know what people think about me. Like I don't know if they think that I'm just like a YouTuber that just like randomly makes like learning related content. This type of stuff is what I spend probably like 80% of my time doing. Just gonna, yeah, he's just say hi.
You got a spare arm?
Yeah.
Come down and ask.
Some pretty crazy shit. Oh my god, man. It's like...
Oh, whoa. Oh, wow.
Welcome to the recording studio. It's gonna be hell. Oh man, I've never recorded in a place that has air conditioning. So that's a really big deal for me because I'm used to
just sweating.
Sitting in my office, like sweating, and every like hour just like wiping my face down, like oil blotching my face and being like, okay, like I open the door to my garage and then I have my fan turned on me and then I'm just like cooling down for like 20 minutes and then I'm like, okay, time for another take and I go do it again.
This is as raw as it gets. Justin Sung just moving a carpet in his hotel.
You want to know the life of an Edupreneur? That's it. Welcome to Cooking with Justin. Today we're going to be reviewing the Cocoa Black Starry Night Nougat. Oh man, it's actually pretty good.
Ooh! Whoa.
Yeah, surprisingly good. That's actually really nice. 3 out of 10.
Hey Justin,
There's a lot more.
what are you doing?
I am currently reviewing content. So once we record anything for our program or for YouTube, we send it off to the editing team and then we give them some guidelines on how we want it to be edited. They send it back to us and then obviously I have to do the final check and review all the content that we're filming. So this is some stuff that we're doing on how to study for medical students that are in clinical practice. So we're doing a specific video on that. So there's a piece of footage that I needed to review there. So
Cool.
marking the position of our set so that when we need to reposition the set, we know exactly where to place the stool and everything like that.
Justin, what's the problem you've just run into?
The problem is that I'm in Chinatown, I don't have cash or an Australian bank account. I only have a card, and as anyone of culture knows, Asian places don't accept card. No, but seriously, do you have cash? No, seriously.
Oh. All good, man. You know, right behind you in the line, somebody also said that this is the shortest they've ever seen the line here.
Bro, it's crazy.
Oh. It's good. We haven't missed today with food yet.
We haven't missed.
And neither we do with our courses.
Transferable skills beyond a degree or a qualification is infinitely more valuable than the past about it, right? Like half the jobs that are gonna exist don't even exist yet. What's the point of the path more trodden when the more trodden path is gonna be one that doesn't even exist yet? Like someone's gotta tread it first, right? Okay, time to work.
What are we working on?
I gotta check my calendar, I can't remember. I just remember this work day. We've got a script. And by we, I mean I. Already done most of the scripting. All I'm gonna do now is just look over what I've done, tidy up some parts, add some more things, because there's this idea in medicine that still sticks with me, which is like you do not waste operating theater time. Like you don't do things that delay operating for 5 or 10 minutes. Like you don't do things that like waste time in the operating theater. Like you make sure everything is sorted out so that when you're in the operating theater, you can leverage that time. I think it's a good principle to work by. Like I may not be operating, but there's still operator theater time like moments where the value of every minute of that time is disproportionately worth more than the value of other time. Like right now, the value of my time is like, okay, I could either like drink my bubble tea in 5 minutes, or I could drink my bubble tea in like 15 minutes, you know? And it's like, oh, well, I just essentially lost nothing. So the value of my time right now is worth not very much.
But tomorrow it will be on set.
Well, tomorrow it will be. So I'm creating leverage, right? I can invest a minute of my time now that gives me disproportionately more value for that same amount of time tomorrow, right? I think I talked about this in the previous video, right? Like I always try to make decisions where the version of me in the future will be better off. Positionally. Like fundamentally, I'll be in a better position the next day. It doesn't seem like much, but over time, I mean, I think these things really stack up. These 3 things I can guarantee you. And in return, I ask for your commitment and open-mindedness as we start this journey. I feel like it got a little long. I feel like I need to cut out like 2.5 paragraphs of that.
Okay. Just thoughts I'm gonna bounce off you. Firstly, the delivery, amazing. In terms of waffly, I don't think it got waffly at times, but at times it did get long. I feel like you could prove the points that you're trying to make in a shorter period of time. Justin, what time is it right now?
10:05. Nice and early into the day. No, just kidding. I'm pretty tired. So I'm gonna go home, wake up tomorrow, and...
You mean home?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go home and.
Wait, let's see your trip from home to work.
No, I'm home.
Oh no, you're at work technically right now.
Oh, sorry.
You're home.
I'm home. Yeah. Oh, I'm at work.
Oh wow.
Realistically, I'm just gonna like be in my bed, probably like watch some Netflix for the next hour, and then I'll go to sleep. And then I'll wake up around 8 or something, get a few meetings done, maybe do a little bit of work, and then full day tomorrow, probably till 10 p.m. Day 1. See you tomorrow. Morning.
Good morning.
Got a meeting in like 7 minutes or something, so we'll just prepare. So I'm gonna do my hair and everything before everyone arrives.
Is that another meeting down, Justin?
Yep, that's another meeting down.
On this topic, while we're talking about meetings,
Yes.
what makes a successful meeting? Because you briefly mentioned it yesterday.
I think we'll start with what is a bad meeting. A bad meeting is one where you walk into it and by the time you leave, you don't feel like you really gained value from the fact that you had to meet up with people. I think a lot of professionals will just understand that a lot of meetings probably don't need to be meetings. Meetings really should be for discussion, for creating alignment, for creating a shared sense of purpose, for making sure that the direction is set in the right way. And then the actual work can be done asynchronously moving on.
Are the nerves kicking in?
Oh no, I'm not very nervous. I'm not very nervous. I'm more nervous about whether we'll be able to use our recording time efficiently. I'm just hoping that I don't screw up too many times. Otherwise, it's like a waste of money and time, you know. Anyone? Oh yeah, it's like the bazooka. Yeah. Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Sung, a learning coach and consultant. And for the last decade, I've worked with over 10,000 learners from around the world, teaching them to learn more efficiently, from school-age kids through to professionals with decades of experience under their belt. In like 10 minutes from now, it's lunchtime.
What do you look when you look for a good food place to eat? Like, what's your criteria?
I guess I mostly look for a place that will be tasty.
Nice.
Oh, no, there's a big red flag. Is if there's on the menu, it says Asian style, something like Asian style dressing or like Asian style noodles. It's like, what does that mean? Like, is it Vietnamese? Is it Thai? Is it Japanese? Is it Chinese? Is it like East, North Chinese? Is it like...
You got Southeast Asian, East Asian, South Asian.
Yeah,
They're all completely
and
different.
Even within that, it's
I mean,
just like...
Indians are Asians as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like-
Imagine if you ordered Asian style noodles and they just gave you like...
Indian food.
And they just give you like a... Yeah, and they give you Indian. Yeah. I can't respect the place that says Asian style in the menu. Out of principle.
Yeah. It has to be specific.
It has to be specific. And if you disagree, then you can fight me. Great. Got a good little buzz. Time for more filming. Just kidding. Don't demonetize me. It's non-alcoholic. Recently, my external hard drive just literally failed. Like, just completely just was undetectable. And I had to like completely reset and reformat it and lost all the data that was inside it, which is like 1.5 terabytes of data. So I was like, yep, okay, I'm gonna safely remove every single time now. PSA, always safely remove your devices. I think the blue LED on the side of my face was a good idea.
Yeah. And it
It
does
makes it a lot more cohesive.
it does actually make it look like that. It comes from
Yeah.
there. Reflection does come in here and there, but I don't think it's going to affect it that much
Yeah.
because it only comes in when you look up specifically, so it disappears usually shortly after.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Awesome.
Good.
Really quickly, Justin,
Yeah.
you've obviously recorded a bunch of courses
Yes.
as an edupreneur yourself. So do you have any advice as you drink your martini about how
Non-alcoholic.
non-alcohol martini, about how people can be more natural on camera? Because I know a lot of people who, especially for teachers throughout the COVID pandemic, a lot of them can teach, right? Because they
Yeah.
do that in person. So how do you like maintain that on camera?
To be honest, I think it's very hard. I don't think I am able to be fully natural on camera most of the time. I think what I've done is I've just analyzed what natural me sounds like, and I've been better at just mimicking it. But I have to say that it still feels more like an imitation of naturality. And I've spent a lot of time in front of the camera, so I don't know. I think it's just really, really hard. Definitely recording yourself, listening to yourself a lot, being very reflective. I know people hate the sound of their voice. That's a big thing, but you'll get over that. You'll get over it, and as long as you're objective about it. Like, I would say don't listen just to see like overall is it good or is it just crap, but look at it with a specific focus in mind in terms of what maybe 1 or 2 things you could change that would just make it better for you. I think one thing is my accent. I don't have really a Kiwi accent. I don't have like an Australian accent. I have a US accent. My accent is sort of weird in between, and that has actually come from me watching and listening to myself so much. I didn't like the way that I pronounced certain words, and then I changed that. So
Was that through Vin's recording review process, or just
no, that was for years before that.
Yeah, 'cause you've been on camera a lot.
Yeah, and actually, I've got footage that I recorded of myself, like tutorials that I filmed maybe 2015, so like 7-8 years ago. And my accent is actually different. I listen to myself and I just think my accent is legitimately different. I would maybe recommend starting a bit more exaggerated on camera. Like, take elements of your personality or elements of your energy and try to be bigger than what it would normally be in real life, because often the way that we hear ourselves when we're speaking is not fully accurate. Like, it's biased by our own perception of how we think we are going to sound or how we look. But then when it's purely objective and it's recorded on camera, things that feel like really exaggerated and really dramatic and feel unnatural initially until it becomes a habit, like Vin's always saying, they actually seem completely normal. Oh, there is actually one thing that really made a difference for me, which was that for a new audience listening to you on camera, they don't know how you normally sound. And so you can sound unnatural to yourself because you're used to how you sound habitually, but they don't know that it's different because that's their potentially first interaction with you.
Excited to record the rest of the course?
Yep,
Yeah?
it's gone well so far.
All right, let's get into recording.
Most important part of the recording process, to help my face not look like a prime target for US invasion, is powder. Keep it nice and dry. And when you look at your own face and think, man, I would invade that too, there's another one which is oil blotting paper, which is interesting. It's basically this paper that just like soaks up all the oil on your face. I'm not pretty sure how it works, but it is very effective. Yeah, I don't know if people realize, but I get every single day like 3 to 4 emails from sponsors wanting to use my channel for a thing. You know, I got a sponsorship request email from a women's activewear brand, and you can tell it's a generic message because it's like, I think you'd be a great ambassador for our product, and it's like, really, can you explain that? Can you explain which part of your women's activewear brand you think that I'd be a perfect fit for? Learning is often seen as a phenomenon rather than a skill.
Well,
Not bad.
yeah.
You know, in those like last 20-ish minutes, I think you did like, you know when I told you that Win would be proud?
Yeah.
I think you did so well that it makes all your other stuff from today look like trash. Like that's how, I'm not sure, that's a backhanded compliment, to be honest.
The rest of my day, we've been filming for 6 hours, 5 hours, 40 minutes of trash. So,
But guess what? We're gonna film.
It's like, I guess I'll die now.
But guess what? We are filming for the next 6 days, so we'll make sure that stuff is like top. But that was like amazing.
I often do have like a revival towards the end because I know the end is in sight, so I like summon as much as possible to
Like at
like,
the end of the tunnel, you're like, one last thing.
Yeah,
bring it alive. But
that was good.
It's good. Yeah. But we're not done yet. We gotta film our YouTube videos.
but those are like so much more chill.
Yeah. Just realize.
And that's when I realized that there is a big gap where I generally do has to marks which we got.
What are we doing right now?
We are filming
Another.
2 Minute Tuesdays.
Yep.
2 Minute Tuesdays. New concept video that Arnav has come up with. And I don't know.
That's about it.
I don't know what we're doing. I'm just gonna do what Arnav tells me. Let's do this and then get dinner.
Finally, we leave the den.
Finally, we leave the den. I wonder what the weather's like outside. It's probably still bright, right?
Well, we can see. Hello.
Yeah.
How is it?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
What would be not good? Like how can food
At this stage of my hunger, what would not be good is like if I ate this candle, that would not be good. Anything edible would work. Like non-toxic glue, it's fine.
non-toxic.
Yeah. Like crayons, all good. And we're back. I guess it's time to work again. Yay, back to work. Back into it. Okay, it's 8:23 right now. Until 9. I'm just gonna go till 9, and that's it.
Then call it a day.
Yep.
Let's go.
Till 9 p.m. Yeah, let's begin.
Justin, second day of filming. How are we feeling?
Neutral, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just another day of filming.
Because I would need prompt. I mean, I'd be looking at post-it notes. I'd be sticking things on there. You got like news anchors just reading off the order queue, but you've preloaded that and you kind of know where you're going. It's like you've got a roadmap.
Yeah.
Without, I mean, how do you make so many connections? And you're
Well,
not allowed to say because I'm smart.
No, I'm definitely not, and that's never the answer. One of the advantages that I've got is that I've taught this a lot of times, so it's not like, you know, think of this for the first time. There is actually a structure that I use, and this is what I use to train my like, you know, teachers and tutors and things as well. Most of the time, I think when people try to structure lessons, what they do is they think about it from the perspective of knowing the topic, then breaking the topic down into what they think are the subcomponents of the topic and concepts, and then trying to link together those subcomponents and topics in the best possible order. And actually that's I think that's the way that I was trained to do it way back in the day as well. But what I've actually found is that it's not a very intuitive way of figuring out a good logical flow for bringing the learner on a journey. And the reason is because every single learner and every single like viewer or audience comes from it with a different pre-existing set of knowledge. I try to think about it in terms of what could I teach that means that they wouldn't have to be taught this. So I have the point or the topic I want to get across, and I think about what type of knowledge, if the person had it, would they naturally come to the conclusion, which is my point.
Thanks for having me in. It was really
Thanks for joining.
What's wrong? Yeah, like it's just a blend. It's just blending. So it's not even that noticeable.
Justin, can you explain what you've done behind you?
Yes. So because of the fact that I'm sleeping in my studio, or rather we're filming in my bedroom in the hotel, I've just gotten my suit covers to cover it up, and we got some like textured pillows there, so now you can't really tell that it's a bed when it's shot from that angle with the right amount of blur on it. So this is how the pros do it.
This is how you make anything in the background look like something else. Make it blurry and change the color.
Sound check done.
Yep. Sound has been checked.
What are you getting ready for, Justin?
Filming an interview with Leo. We're going to be talking about
the world of education and the problems and the challenges that everybody confronts in the education system. I'm an educator in disguise, so I work for Global Accreditation Agency. The role I currently have is supporting schools in their development around the world. Prior to that, I was the head of school, and prior to that, I was actually an English and a media teacher, and a subject called Theory of Knowledge, or TOK.
Oh, you were a talk teacher.
I was TOK.
You were talking IB. Oh, okay.
I talked.
You talked, yeah.
Which is different to toked, by the way, I hasten to add. I didn't toke, I talked.
Well, maybe not at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's get the interview started.
Let's start.
Before I came out of school, I absolutely did not know the research. And I read educational psychology, but some of these findings are so new, and they're so deep, and they're so fragmented. It's really challenging for any educator to make sense of that, and I think people need to put easily accessible professional development on the table for educators. They need to put resources out there that they can just use, almost off the shelf, to facilitate them. And that doesn't just apply to the private schools, I think across the world, because we need to enable the educators to enable the students.
Just really quickly, Justin, can the people that find this interview anyway, if they would want to watch it, even though it is mainly for educators, because
no, we will have it. We will probably have it as publicly available somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where we'll upload it. I suspect we'll probably
Coming
upload
to
it.
a cinema near you.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do IMAX yet. Definitely like 3D glasses, EMAX. We've got the multi cameras. Okay, so probably we'll put it on our I Can Study YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then I'll make some links for it. Great, good content.
Yeah, I was like, so Justin, can you explain what are you doing?
Yeah, well, okay, so in order to get my laundry done, it's $5 per item, right? So I've got, I've been here for 3-4 days. I've got like 3-4 like underwears to wash, and so therefore it'll cost me like 20 bucks. I don't know how much money I'd have to earn for me to be, in principle, okay with spending 20 bucks to get like 400 grams worth of like laundry done for me. And it's a Friday today, which means if I wanted to get it done Saturday or Sunday, there's a 100% surcharge, which means it costs me even more. It costs me $40. I may as well buy new underwear. So I'm hand washing it. Just a bit of soap, a bit of water. It's not going to be as clean as a washing machine, but it will be clean. Oh, it's so warm here. Oh my god, I found the heated water. I found the heated water. Oh, that's so good.
Show me this too. Show me this too.
It's just gonna be me with my eyes closed.
We're gonna go to Work Club in Sydney Central. And it looks a little bit more luxe than my hotel room, which means that we'll get some nicer shots of some more corporate kind of like learning content. So yeah, should be good.
Let's get there.
It even smells nice in here.
It does.
Yeah. 10 minutes of footage in total. Probably is a lot more establishing of probably stuff like this.
Justin, I have a question.
Yes.
Besides investing in oneself's ability to learn, what do you think the second most important thing is that people should invest themselves in learning?
I
Like
don't
skill-wise.
actually think. I don't think investing in learning to learn is the most important investment you can make. I think the most important investment you can make is whatever investment it requires for you to be just happy with who you are and not feel like you need to want more or want something else or you need to be someone else. You know, like learning to learn is great. Like learning is empowering, right? But everything in life is secondary to, like, I guess realizing that the human experience of living is not about productivity, it's not about making the most money, it's not like, you know, who can live in the highest apartment building. It's not about whether you can impress your friends or make your parents proud. You know, the lived human experience. It's just like whatever you want it to be. You can choose to live however you want to live. And as long as you are okay with that, the rest of it just doesn't matter. I think whatever investment in understanding yourself and your identity and gaining experiences and gaining worldly insights and gaining perspective that allows you to be able to think that way and truly believe it, not necessarily like completely believe it every single moment of every single day, but at least if you feel like that inkling of insecurity or that the way that I'm living is just not enough, to at least be able to bring yourself back from that so you don't spiral out, I think that is the most important investment that you can make. And then everything else from that is just like a nice bonus, including learning to learn, which I think is the second most important thing that you can do. Maybe tied with, you know, learning to regulate your emotions and to preserve your mental health and do self-care and things like that. And then third, probably, I'd say after that, is probably communication skills. Forms of knowledge structures. There is a spiral fracture of the tibia that requires external fixation to just keep up with that pace. Imagine I'm explaining something to you like that for not even 5 minutes. Spiral fracture on the tibia that requires external fixation.
High stakes mistakes should be avoided. High stakes mistakes should be avoided.
Oh, we're done?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, okay, cool. How was that, Justin?
That was
Hey, it's
firing.
good.
it well.
I'm so happy.
What a win!
We're about to go live the dream.
Do we want to explain where we are?
We're in University of Technology, Sydney. Totally legitimately.
Pretty good flow. Had about a few hours of working on my book chapter.
Oh, whoa, do that again. How was your dinner?
Time, which is great. That was the part of the discussion we had last week about people's understanding of archetype and
We'll continue to use archetype.
Okay. Now you again.
Cool.
How was your meeting?
Meeting was good. Yep, it was good. It was good. The reason I have a lot of meetings is because it's more efficient. Like you start off with just doing everything by yourself. Then when I actually started hiring other people and I had enough funds to hire other people, it really shifted the perspective because suddenly things could happen without you being the one that makes it happen.
Yeah.
Your output is in helping other people with their output. And so as the scale of output grows, it becomes increasingly more impossible for you to be creating most of the output. And that means that there's an increasing amount of time spent on meetings to help other people with their output.
Yeah.
But then the issue is then you have so many meetings that you don't have any time for your own output. Which for me, in the the work that I do can be quite problematic. Which is why I just work a lot.
Rather have to write linear notes for the rest of your life or never be able to have Asian food again?
I would rather die than write linear notes for the rest of my life.
Hey Justin. I was on TikTok and I came across a comment which basically said you're always gone on about how the path to better studying is and the path to more efficient studying is to find the path of relevance. The question was, how do you know what is relevant?
Good question.
So how do you find that path?
So your brain is fairly good at understanding what is relevant or not. And it tends to do it based on whether the piece of information is heavily connected to what your prior knowledge already is. So if you already have lots of prior knowledge on something, you naturally find something more relevant. Like if there's a new piece of information and you already know a few things around it, maybe not it, but around it, then you might find that more relevant than like your friends who don't know anything about it, right? So one is just the intuitive sense that this feels like it will be easier and more understandable. And the second thing is based on curiosity. If your brain is curious about something, it probably means that there is some kind of like surrounding network and there's a gap there and you're aware of that gap. Your brain wants to figure it out and that is experienced as curiosity. So if you let yourself be followed a little bit by your curiosity, or if you try to deliberately create relevance by connecting it with what you already know, your prior knowledge, maybe trying to create analogies, then those are both techniques that can help you to find the path of most relevance. There are some other things that you can do, but I'd say those are like the most powerful, and they also happen to be, I think, some of the easiest that you can use, and there's a ton of techniques that you can build around that.
Yep. In terms of my personal experience in finding relevance, it's always been curiosity is the biggest factor.
And you can't always build curiosity though, because sometimes you're learning a new thing and you just
not curious
you just
about it.
simply
Yeah.
cannot, like, and it feels so fake to try to make curiosity out of it.
Yeah.
And in which case, like, you don't have to try to push it so hard. You know, you give it a bit of an effort, try to spark some curiosity. But if you can't, then try to, just try to connect, or
at least look for the part in the content that you feel like you can connect it or create an analogy out of, or you feel like, I can explain that in a different way, like I can connect that with something that I already know. And it may not be the first thing you learn, it may be the 10th thing that you'd normally learn, but it just means start there, and then you can always come back to the first thing when that ends up becoming more relevant, which may be today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. It doesn't matter, but you pick your path based on relevance.
Cool. I'll leave you to it. And now Justin is gonna go to his hotel room, and I'm gonna go to mine. But I'm telling Justin to record himself eating,
And I'm telling you that people don't care about me eating. So if you've got a problem with it, leave a comment, and then, you know, I'll record myself eating again just for you. If I get how many likes do I normally get on my videos? I don't even know. If I get more likes than average,
I will calculate the average and tell Social Wave to put it on. All right. Have a nice day. Hey, I had finished work for the day and was heading back to my hotel. And Justin just called me and he forgot his wallet inside his room, so he can't get into his room, and I have the second key. So now I'm on my way back to Justin's hotel. As organized and efficient he may be, his memory aids and loci did not help him in this occasion. You know what would have been a bigger brain move? Just go to reception and be like, let me in.
Yeah.
But then again, you would have to move.
That's true, and I thought this could be better content.
Oh, yes.
So, you know.
Yes.
It was like,
great motives, great motives.
I hope my wallet isn't there, otherwise I'm gonna screw. Alright. Good, great, okay, thank you. And I still refuse to having my recording of being
eating food.
Eating my dinner. So you still gotta leave that comment if you wanna see that. This is the most expensive way to feel homeless. Oh, can I help you?
Almost.
Don't get me like that.
Good morning, Justin. We're finally on our last stretch of the trip.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think it's because I know that today's the last proper program recording day.
Oh, yeah.
And then tomorrow is just about some YouTube content. So, yeah, I feel pretty good.
The other part is the reciprocal practice.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with Edupreneur. I think after editing, it's going to be really good learning experience, very engaging.
Justin? Are you up? Oh, we caught you in bed, finally. Oh, okay. How long have you been up scrolling?
I had a meeting
No.
at 8:45.
No. How many hours of filming do you think you've done this whole trip, just like in that position?
60? 50?
It's a lot.
50? 50?
This has actually been an entire week now. Like, more than a week.
More than a
so, like,
week,
the video could end.
Yeah.
But do you want to end it here?
I think we've got enough content.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tomorrow I'm just gonna go shopping. I don't know if I don't know who's gonna care enough to enjoy this content, but if it was enjoyable, I guess let me know and we'll do more of these in the future. And if not, then I'll just never do these again. Okay, so I know that last time I actually said that that's the end of the video, but actually the funniest thing happened as soon as we stopped recording. We went to lunch, and then at the bar of the hotel that I'm staying at, we just saw Young Gravy. And I just went up to him to get a selfie, and then I happened to run into him again later that day, and he
he was like, yo, you want to come to my show? So I said, yes, because when an artist invites you to their show and adds you to their list manually themselves, you do not say no. And so, yeah, we just went to a show. It was pretty lit. We got to go backstage at the end as well. Young Gravy, cheers for that. Super cool dude. And that, I think, should be the end of this trip. So
Hopefully nothing. You can't beat that. Like.
yeah, you can't beat that. Anyway, it was cool. So yeah, it was me, Arnav, who's been my D-Rock the whole time, and this dude who you probably don't know, but if you follow me on TikTok, this is actually the dude that is kind of like
I'm doing everything.
He's the genius behind my TikTok, and he is actually himself quite an influencer. He's got a pretty decent following and a great musician as well. Details in the description, so if you want to check out his music, highly recommend you check it out. It's actually like legitimately good. All right, catch you guys later. See ya.